I just want to start by thanking you for watching me. You know, it means a lot, makes a difference. And also, hello to the new subscribers. Welcome! I don't know anything about who you are or why you've subscribed or what you want to watch and what you want from me, so if you would like to introduce yourself in the comments, please do. Or you can remain mysterious, that's fine. But I'm curious and I'd like to know who you all are, and let's have a little chat, maybe, please. I don't know, just be nice. But yeah, so this vlog's probably going to be a bit depressing, but that's sort of where I'm at today. My mood has been a bit off, and I've really struggled to be motivated. And you know, it's been up and down, but this is where I'm at now. I'll just read out my Tumblr post. I actually wrote this about a week ago, but it's still relevant. So yeah, I put it up. The title is Not Depressed, Just a Mess. Anyway, here we go. So, turning 30 next month, and I can't help but be a little surprised that I've managed to stay alive this long. I'm so empty right now that I can't stop the idea that I'm just waiting for death. I have no dreams. I don't know who I am or what I want. I'm mostly just doing the things I remember liking in the past because I've already set myself up to do them. But if my existence ended tomorrow, I wouldn't really have any regrets about things I might have missed out on. In all honesty, I achieved the last of my goals with Rainbow Death Ray, to be in a band and put out a release. Since then, nothing new has really stoked my interest with any intensity. I'm just floating, doing my best to grab onto the flimsiest ideas that happen to cross my mind. Some are stronger than others, but none strikes me with enough urgency to avert the suicidal musings. Nor do I feel sufficient motivation to work on them for their own sake. And I'm getting real tired of feeling flat like this. I know I once experienced real excitement. I know I once held strong interests that drove my activities, but these memories are becoming so faint with time. Yeah, so that gives you a summary of where I'm at. I guess the important part, so, the feeling of emptiness, which has become quite uncomfortable lately. Like, it's not really depression. I mean, I guess it counts, but, you know, like, I'm not feeling so much of the sad. You know, I have moments of sad here and there, but mainly it's the emptiness and also the inability to feel excited about things. Because, like, it's hard to motivate yourself if you don't feel excited and be like, you know, here's the reason I'm doing this. You know, I don't feel like I have that internal motivation, which is making it really hard to get that huge list of things done, you know, that I talked about, you know, a couple videos ago. You know, I've managed to get a few things done, but overall, like, it's a real slog to get myself to actually do them. So, yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. And then also, another thing I think that's affecting me a bit, I had a really bad day yesterday, where I did have some sadness, and I think now that I've, you know, slept and come out of it and had the day to think about it, actually, I've had to come to terms with a big disappointment, about something I was hoping for that doesn't really look like it's going to happen anymore, and I think I've just sort of had to admit that that was more important to me than I really was allowing myself to realize. So, yeah, just a bit more self-awareness. I mean, I try to keep an eye on things that might disappoint me and not get my hopes up too much, but this was one that I was a bit in denial about. So, yeah, and I think, I mean, this might even be the reason that I recovered. You know, I talked about being confused about why I recovered, and I think this might be a big part of it. Because, you know, while I was in Japan, you know, buying clothes and I'm feeling like I'm making progress and, you know, thinking about this thing that might happen, I think I felt like I was making progress and working towards things, and then, yeah, I think gradually as that didn't really come about, and then I was at uni, and uni takes up a lot of your time, and, you know, you get a bit stressed, and then I got sick, and that affected my exercise, and so all the basics sort of came out under me, and then, yeah, just recently I've had to admit that this thing I was hoping for, I should probably just let it go. I'm sorry I can't tell you more about it, it's just that, you know, I still hope that it might happen, and so I don't want to, you know, fuck anything up by saying too much. Anyway, so, yeah, emptiness, the lack of excitement, you know, I just feel numb. I don't seem to have I feel like I'm missing emotions, and I feel like this is getting worse as I get older. And then this disappointment that I've had, which that's the pattern of my life, isn't it? I recover when I get excited about things. That always happens, and I didn't realize it this time. But yeah, I tend to recover when I get excited about something, and then I collapse again when I realize that that's just another one of my pipe dreams that's not really going to happen. Anyway, so yeah, I'm struggling. I'm going to see my GP tomorrow, but I'm not really expecting much. I mean, like, I can't take meds because of all the problems I had with side effects. For some reason, I'm just really sensitive to them. Therapy hasn't really worked. I mean, there's always a chance that I'll one day meet the right therapist who can get what's going on in my head and help me, but don't really hold up hope for that because, you know, I've been in the system, in and out of the system so much, seeing so many people, and really it's only the last psychiatrist that I thought, this guy's alright, but he's much more the medical approach. On the topic of medical stuff, with the melatonin that I talked about a few videos ago, I took that for about 10 days and then stopped. For one thing, like, you know, my sleep, I was getting to sleep earlier on time, at least in the beginning, but then I'd wake up a few hours later and, you know, just have patchy sleep. So getting to bed on time but not having great sleep. And then I started to notice that it was affecting my stomach. So this is like the medication sensitivity. It's really annoying. And I didn't expect to get it from this, but whatever. So my stomach wasn't doing so well. And then also, since I've stopped taking it, I noticed if I just set alarms on my phone, one at 10 o'clock to say, hey, you should start winding things down, and then one at 11 to say, go to bed, which is already past, but I'm making a video. It's okay. It's okay if I'm making a video for you guys. But yeah, so one at 11, and then just telling myself to go to bed. I have been able to get to bed on time most days. I mean, last night I was up until 2 a.m., but that's because I was really having a bad time and just feeling shit and sad and thinking too much and whatever. But most days I'm getting to bed before midnight, actually, and that's without the melatonin, so I'm just like, well, I don't need it, so I'm going to tell her that tomorrow. But yeah, that's just a follow-up on that, and, you know, recap of why I can't take meds. So I'm not really sure that there's anything else that I can do. I mean, there were a few medications I didn't try because, like, there's that one where you have to go on a particular diet, and, you know, I have enough trouble convincing myself to eat food. I'm very picky, so, you know, I don't want to limit my diet anymore. I mean, you can't have Vegemite. What is it? MAOI, monoamine oxide inhibitor, oxidase inhibitor, or something fancy like that. Yeah, and then what? Then after that, I don't know, they start shocking your brain and doing other weird shit, and I just don't think that that's gonna go well. I'm not that desperate yet. So, yeah, I don't think that my GP can really do anything for me, but I'm just gonna say, hey, here's where I'm at. Maybe I would agree to go back to therapy, just like in the hopes of finding someone, but I don't know. I'll see what she says. It's probably not worth it. I've just gotta, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. That's the big problem. Maybe it would help just to talk to someone, like whoever, but I don't know. To be honest, yeah, like, I mean, I know a lot of you guys are really supportive, and that's, like, I really thank you for supporting me, but I don't really want any advice. I just wanted to have a, and so, you know, sympathy, listening, whatever, just, yeah, try not to give me advice, because I get a little bit angry when people give me advice, because often I have tried a lot of the things, or, yeah, I just don't take kindly to advice. So if you can try not to give me advice, just be, like, if you want to say something, just, you know, give me a little digital hug. A little digital hug. That'd be nice. Yeah, what else did I have? That's actually it. I guess, maybe one more thing, if you could tell me what videos you want me to make. I mean, I mentioned a bit at the beginning, but no, everyone, not just the new people, what videos should I make? Because maybe if you explicitly tell me which videos you want, maybe that'll help. I mean, there have been a few people who've suggested stuff. I could just make mood diary kind of things like I am now, but also, like, what did people think of my stupid singing video, my double speed singing? I've had a couple of people be like, yeah, do more, and then one guy who's like, you should make this your entire channel, but for the most part, I don't know what all you guys thought of that. But it was fun. It was probably the most fun I've had making a video in a while, because it was just ridiculous and it made me laugh, just seeing how stupid I look. But I think I prefer to do instrumentals, and I don't have that many instrumental songs that I do that sort of thing, so I don't know. Anyway, tell me what you think, because, yeah, there weren't that much feedback. I was also thinking of just, like, sorting through some old videos, because there were some more things I filmed in Japan that I didn't post, but I can't remember what they are, so I don't know if they're good, and then there's dog videos, and then, yeah, what were some of the requests I've had before? Oh, yeah, the bookshelf thing, maybe, and then the wardrobe thing when I get around to that, and fashion stuff, and, oh, let's just finish with, my book finally came from the book depository. I love book depository because it's cheap and they do free postage, and, yeah, I don't have to go to the overpriced bookstore locally. It's not the easiest packet to open, though. What's my scissors doing? Okay, so... Yay! It's Lock-In by John Scalzi. I like him. He's a good author. So I'll tell you what I think of that later. Shall we read the blurb together? Okay, let's skip the reviews. A new, highly contagious virus makes its way across the globe. For most of those infected, it's just a few days of fever and misery. But for the unlucky 1%, millions of people in the United States alone, the disease causes lock-in. Victims are fully awake and aware, but unable to move or respond to anything. Lock-in syndrome strikes the young and the old, the rich and the poor, people of every color and kind. A quarter of a century later, in a world shaped by what's now known as Hayden syndrome, rookie FBI agent Chris Shane and veteran agent Leslie Vann are assigned to what appears to be a Hayden-related murder. The suspect is an integrator, someone who can let the locked-in borrow their bodies for a time. As Shane and Vann begin to unravel the threads of the murder, it becomes clear that the real mystery and the real crime is bigger than anyone could have imagined. Their investigation will take them from the halls of corporate power to the virtual spaces of the locked-in and to the very heart of an emerging, surprising new human culture. I think that's an interesting sort of idea for a story, so I guess I will let you know how I go with that. And maybe that's what I'll be doing for the next few days, because, like, I'm being empty and unmotivated. I kind of just sit around and try to make time pass, and I know I should be doing things, but, like, it's hard because I don't have the energy. So maybe I'll just sort of sit around and read this, because I'm sure he writes well enough that I'll just get absorbed into the book, and, you know, if I'm not careful, it'll be done in a couple days, and then I'll have to figure out what to do next. So anyway, I think that's all I had. There was some extra stuff in here. I accidentally cut through a flyer for Audible, but I don't know. I have never done the audiobooks thing before, so I don't know if that's a thing I would like. I've also got a Drink Me coupon, which is great because I don't drink alcohol, so wine voucher. If you're the first person to steal my code, go ahead, because that's going straight in the bin. What's this? This looks like a bookmark. Book bestie. Who's my book bestie? Yeah, I don't know. Do I read with people? Not really. And then there's my paperwork for my order. Anyway, that's all, because I'm rambling and probably most of you have tuned out by now, so congratulations to those of you who have stuck to it, and I will see you next video and hopefully be a little less grumpy. If not, stay tuned for updates, I guess, or maybe I'll just do another ridiculous singing session and you can suffer through that instead. Alright, good night everyone.